Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I will be reading an Arlecchino listener by me, so let's get into it. Arlecchino was very intimidating. Everybody knew that, even her children at the house. She was someone that was terrifying to cross, and it was well within the minds of those who knew her not to cross her, and those who were distant from her also knew that very well, both for a variety of reasons and impressions. But being her partner, perhaps you thought that it would be different for you, and that you would be exempt from Arlecchino's wrath and anger when things went wrong. But you were so wrong about that, and time was nothing if not the best teacher. You were a fool in love, and Arlecchino was someone that was just so difficult to understand, even for her children, who sometimes looked at you in confusion, like they didn't understand your relationship or the nature of it. Despite their love for father, they knew that a relationship between you and her would undoubtedly come with a lot of struggle, something you seemed to be unwilling to admit, but they also knew that time would come and you would have to face the truth for yourself. And today was that day that you would have to learn, if only not in the kindest of ways. Perhaps they wished that it would be better for you, but there was no other choice. When Arlecchino came home, she was not in the best mindset, and you could clearly tell, even as you just rushed to her and looked at her, trying to just see what was going on. But it was like there was a fog in her eyes, and you could never quite figure out what was going on behind. Arlie, please tell me, what's going on? You don't seem very well. You seem a little bit angry, actually. How about you just sit down and I pour you a drink? But you did not expect her to entirely ignore you, like you were not even in the vicinity of her space. And she went on, sitting down in her chair with that concentrated expression on her face. And you were not going to let up. You wanted to know what was happening. If only you knew, maybe then you could help. Arlecchino, I'm not just leaving this be. Tell me, what's going on? You can't just keep hiding things from me whenever you see it convenient. Well, it is very convenient to me if you just stay quiet right now, she said. And you flinched. She was quieter than usual, and that was not a good sign. If anything, her quietness only told you of how angry she was, the rage that was hidden beneath. And you could only wonder just what had sparked that fire, and how to put it out. Arlecchino, I know that whatever it was, whatever really went wrong, you can tell me about it. Please, Arlie, you know how much I love you. That is why you will listen to me and not discuss this further. Enough. And you felt a little bit intimidated. Her anger was radiating off of her in waves, and you could tell that you were not going to be immune to the anger that she was expressing. But you just could not leave her like this. What would you do? Leave her to simmer in her own rage? It didn't seem right to you. So you held her hand and gave it a gentle squeeze. Arlecchino, you know, I don't know what's going on, so I can't tell you the right words, but I'm here for you. I really mean it. And the way she grabbed your wrist, twisted it around, and looked you in the eyes, it was terrifying, like you had seen someone from hell itself. And I said I don't need that. Shove that display of weakness somewhere else. I'm not having it. But she underestimated her own strength, or maybe didn't realize it. The rage was too much in her heart. She didn't realize how strongly she was gripping your arm, until she heard a crack, and a shriek from you. Immediately, it was like she had cooled down, ice washing over the anger that was burning in her heart. And she looked at you, and her eyes were wide, and for a moment she looked vulnerable and sorry. Before the mask was back at its place again, she left you in that one moment and called for one of her children to tend to you. She felt immensely guilty, and yet she had no idea what to do about it. What could be done? There were no apologies for this sort of thing. She knew it was her fault. She knew you, someone as innocent as you are, shouldn't be in a relationship with someone as wretched as she was. But that was how the world worked. Not everything was fair and not everything was right. But it was how things functioned. And though she would never say it out loud, she knew she did not deserve you. You were too kind and far too much, well, gentle than she could ever be. It was something she knew that she would never be able to give to anyone else, no matter what. She was not made like that. Maybe it would be her one flaw. Maybe in the morning, you wouldn't want to be with her anymore. But if that were to be the case, she knew very well she deserved it. It did not stop her from going over to you and holding your hands late at night once you were pretty much healed. Wyan, please, allow me to talk to you. You wouldn't look at her. You were still hurt, and that was fair. She would never be mad at you for something as that. You didn't even have to talk to her at all. So she held your hand, the one that was not injured, tracing her fingers over your palm. She murmured, "Once you see me in a mood like that, please do not risk it, and stay far away from me. It is for your own good. I understand if you no longer feel safe with me, darling. That's perfectly fine. I knew this would happen sooner or later. If you want to leave, then so be it. But from the bottom of my heart, I am truly sorry," she said, leaning down to press a soft kiss to your hand before leaving you. You needed time to think, and she was not going to intrude on that.